Another week, another Sundays with Serby. This week, New York Post columnist Steve Serby chatted with New York Giants linebacker Jaylon Smith for his weekly Q&A. And now, Steve, he gets to chat with me. Steve, how was your week?
Excellent. If I chat with you, it makes for a great week.
Oh, I'm very honored that you would have that with all the people you talk to, all the Q&As that you do. You are still excited to talk to Dexter Henry. I'm appreciative of that. Thank you.
Well, I'd love to do a Q&A with Dexter Henry for sure.
We got to do that. That would actually be really fun. I think that would be really, really fun. And I feel
all right, while I got you here, 3 dinner guests. Who do you got?
3 dinner guests. All right, to kick this off.
Me and 2 others, I would think.
I wasn't bringing you out because we're just going to do dinner another time. Does it have to be people living, or could it be?
No.
Okay.
Dead or alive.
I will go with Jackie Robinson, Martin Luther King, and I'm also going to go with Serena Williams.
All right, nice.
That's my 3 dinner guests.
Very good. Guests I've gotten a lot of those guests over the years.
You've been doing this for a long time, so I'll just leave it at that. I'll say you've been doing this for a long time. You got a lot of good guests. But this week, your guest was Jaylon Smith, right, Steve? And Smith, he suffered a knee injury during his last year in college. Was with the Cowboys for 5.5 years before his time now with the G-Men. How does he view his NFL career and his new opportunity with the Giants?
Well, you talk about a guy that's beaten the odds. I mean, he was a Butkus Award winner at Notre Dame, and even in high school prior to that, he would have been a top 5, maybe even a top 3 draft pick. But then came that Fiesta Bowl major knee injury. Jerry Jones decided to take a chance on him, drafted him in the 2nd round. Most people thought his career was over. Jaylon Smith never did. Obviously, Jerry Jones never did. It was a redshirt rookie season for Jaylon Smith. But then a couple of years later, he makes the Pro Bowl. And, which is an amazing, amazing feat for a guy that couldn't lift his feet for an entire year. So, but then it started to slide downhill a little bit for him. He thought he'd be a Cowboy for life. He signed a $64 million extension, and then the Cowboys draft Micah Parsons, and Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, didn't see Jaylon Smith as a fit for his defense, and here we are now. Jaylon Smith is a Giant.
He is a Giant and making the most of experience with the G-Men. Now, considering all that you talked about there, Steve, his experience, being able to bounce back, what does he feel that he brings to this Giant squad in 2022?
Well, he still has a high vision of himself, a high opinion of himself. He considers himself elite, seasoned, and dominant. Now, he hasn't been that since 2019, but he believes that he's the kind of guy you want in your foxhole, and he believes he can be a walking image of both sides of life for his younger Giant teammates. And he's so grateful for the opportunity. This is the game that he loves. He never thought his career was over. He refused to believe it was over. He never flinched. He became buddies with Daniel Jones towards the end of last year when the Giants signed him in the last 4 games of the year. They bonded in the sauna together. He believes in Daniel Jones. He likes the fact that Joe Shane, the GM, is from the Hoosier State. He's a Hoosier. And Wink Martindale, everybody loves playing for Wink. So this is an easy guy to root for. A guy who went back to Notre Dame to fulfill a promise to his mother to get his degree. A guy who in high school worked at Burger King, put a smile on people's faces from all walks of life, loved doing that, flipped burgers, made shakes, and for $7.50 an hour, I might add. And now he says his message to Giants fans is the same message that Dexter Henry gives SNY, count on me.
That is not the message I give, but What I did take from what you said he's elite, he believes he's elite, seasoned, and dominant. And I feel like those are the words to describe Steve Serby in terms of his time as a columnist at the New York Post and also the Q&As. It's always a great experience with the Q&As.
No, I'm gonna remain humble, even if I believe every word you just said.
Well, I know you do, and I know you are also very humble. This is why you do such great Q&As each week. That is the great Steve Serby of the New York Post, columnist. Great Q&As. Check that one out with Jaylon Smith. And hopefully the next couple of weeks, Steve has some more questions for me. We'll continue this Q&A with me. He'll have some other good ones for me. Thank you, Steve.
I'll work on it right now. Thanks, Tex.
Appreciate it.